Hey guys, welcome to Friday, October 23rd edition of At Home Fitness with Coach A. I am Coach A, and this is the YouTube channel that aims to bring you guys in gym quality coaching and workouts for your at-home or garage gym needs. Now, today is day number 222, the big 222. We're looking at two things, irony today. The first one is going to be a bit of strength work that we're going to use to test the next cycle of little consistent programming here. All right, so go hard on this first piece, even if that takes away from your second piece, because that's going to be valuable information that we're going to need to retest at some point. All right, so what we're looking at first here is going to be all Russian kettlebell swings. You guys are going to perform 5 rounds of 40 seconds of work and 20 seconds of rest. We're looking to maximize the number of swings that you're doing in the 40 seconds. So I don't care if it's unbroken. I don't care if you're picking the kettlebell or putting it down. Just get as many Russian kettlebell right out in front swings as you can do in the 40 seconds as possible for all 5 of those rounds. Second piece today is a 9-minute AMRAP. We're going to do 10 push press at a relatively light weight of 95-65, 10 ring rows. In terms of the angle, I would prefer you guys are below 45 degrees, which I'll demonstrate in a minute, but that is up to you. And then finally, we'll hit 20 total, counting every tap. Russian twist with our ball or plate or other weight. Stick around if you guys are looking for demonstrations and modifications. All right, guys, so as I said here earlier, we're looking at a bunch of Russian kettlebell swings. This is going to be a little bit of a capacity test for us. How much work can we continue to do with minimal rest and recovery? So we're going to be going through 5 rounds of this. Remember, a Russian kettlebell swing is just kind of snapping that thing the parallel to the floor, making sure we're catching, receiving in the hips, throwing it back through. I don't want you guys to rush the reps and start pulling it in and out with the arms and shoulders. That's not the point of this. We're testing the hips. We're testing the posterior chain, stamina, endurance, power production. So we are going for 40 seconds, trying to accumulate as many reps as we can in that 40-second AMRAP, and then a forced 20-second rest before you start these subsequent rounds. Friday AMRAP, you guys know what that means. 9 minutes today. We're going to start with a barbell push press. Weight on this is about 95-65. That should be a pretty light weight, something you guys aren't ever really going to have to put down in the course of the 9 minutes for 10 reps here. Make sure we're using the hips, heels, butt, punch is the sequencing that I like to think about. Sticking that bar back over the center back part of the head as we finish our rep. As we hit our 10th one, we're going to set that bar down. I'm just going to move it out of the way here. I don't want you guys to take this long. Just want to clear it so you can see me do stuff. And we are on to our 10 ring rows. So the angle I'm looking for here, guys, for this is ideally that 45 I'm at right now to lower so that we are heavier. Remember, the flatter you are, the heavier you are, the more vertical you are, the lighter you are. So I'm controlling my 10 reps. I'm really flexing the shoulders, elbows back at the top of the row. And I'm letting the backside of the shoulders honestly stretch a little bit as I lower myself back down. And then we are going to finish this little cycle. So round 1 with 20 Russian twist. Every touch is a count. So we are on, what's that, 7, 8, 9, 10, something along those lines. Making sure we're not creating a ton of extra rotation, just kind of getting that lateral movement through the core. Stay tuned for movement modifications. All right, guys, so modifications for today's stuff. Now, the first piece is going to be an important piece because as a testing piece, we want that to be consistent as we're working through this. So if you guys don't have a kettlebell, then I want you to try and find a way to simulate that movement as close as possible to that loading kettlebell hip extension, okay? Now, whether that's taking a band, overhand gripping it so that band's attached back behind us, pushing down, squeezing the glutes through, that is still something that's going to give us an idea of work capacity, so it's not a terrible idea. If you guys have the dumbbells and you want to keep swinging them here, that's fine. Keep in mind, though, if we're going to swing those dumbbells on the outside of the hips, that's kind of a fatigue issue at some point because that's multiple moving objects that you're going to have to keep on the same line. All right, so if you guys get really tired, like you should during the course of the 40 seconds of work, 5 rounds, then you're gonna have to be careful those weights aren't swinging back into us, they're not swinging out and clipping our IT bands on the way back through. That is an uncomfortable bruise, trust me. So if you have a heavier dumbbell that you can swing on end, that would probably be better and easier for you to use. If you're looking at light ones, I might almost rather you guys go to like a below the knee weighted jump, or even a hang power clean or a hang muscle clean. Both can be hip extension, obviously different. Turnover is not going to be as fast as that Russian swing, so that'll give us different numbers and something different to analyze. But as long as we're staying consistent with it and doing the same thing the whole way through as we work with these, you're going to be okay, and you're going to be able to compare that and get some data. Okay. Now on to the second piece for the workout. The push press is supposed to be done with a bar bone. It's supposed to be at light weight. So if we have our 2 dumbbells, same thing, we're working through them there. If we have a single kettlebell or a single dumbbell, it's only 9 minutes. I would rather you guys do both arms each round than maybe doing a round with the right and then a round with the left. So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna do 10 with the right arm and then I'm gonna do 10 with the left arm. Now the only caveat to that is if your kettlebell or dumbbell is heavy enough that you have to really work to get a couple or 5 on each side, then you're going to go 5 and 5 each side to give you 10 total. Okay. On the ring row, if we don't have the ability to use rings, we don't have a TRX strap or something like that, you guys can always lay back underneath the table. You can set a bar on a squat rack and lay back and row from that bar. Whatever allows us to get a base angle there and hold the support. If we're only looking at dumbbells, you guys can always go plank rows in the dumbbells, or even a bent over row if we really have to scale it back will work. On the Russian twist, not necessarily something we have to take away. If we have a rotational issue, I'd like to know about that, let me know, especially before you do the strength piece. But if we need to take away the weights on the Russian twist, that'll work. You guys can even put the feet down on the ground or pin the toes against the wall there to help you hold and fight for stability.